Dolphin Shoals is one of those courses that I don't hear people talk about that much, which makes me believe that most people think it's mid. Which I guess is fair. I wouldn't even say that though. Shoals is one of the most submerged courses in Mario Kart 8. I think only beaten by Water Park? It's pretty close either way. Even though I like water segments, I don't think a course needs to be like 90% of it, because being above water is generally better. Underwater controls strangely. The music gets all muddled, and it feels slower. I definitely don't know if it actually does, but it definitely feels slower. Clearly named after the cute cliffs that surround the water, Dolphin Shoals definitely comes with some of what makes the sea pretty. The water reflecting the light onto the sand beds, and the coral are attentions to detail that really make Mario Kart feel like something more than just your average game. I'm actually pretty sure the jazzy soundtrack is also what's used in some of Mario Kart 8's original advertising. But that's like over 10 years ago, so I don't really recall for sure. It has a fairly pretty aesthetic and some jazzy tunes, so what exactly keeps it so low besides the water controls? I think in general, a lot of the map doesn't really feel intuitive. Like, I get why there's rings after the ramps, it's to replicate dolphins doing tricks you'd see at shows. Now you can be the dolphin. But this area is ironically the only part featuring any dolphins. The ramps are also so tall, I'm actually unsure how much actual distance you gain from the jumps either. But the major problem I have is with the underwater tunnel. Visually, it's pretty cool. There's stalactites jutting down from the ceiling as obstacles and occasional chunks of land for you to land on to avoid falling into the tunnel's pit. Then there's pipes that are coming from above and below to either help you from falling down or to push you down that you must navigate. The area is fun enough, but control while driving in the water is already a little loose. Imagine what it's like when you're not touching the ground. Yeah, it's fairly uncontrollable. You could get your launch aim off a tad and just end up in a hole because you're not allowed to correct course very well. For some people, it can feel like a bit of a leap of faith, but it's not super punishing, so it's not like you're just going to lose for falling off a track once. I actually take up more issues with the shortcuts in this area. If you shoot off to the right, you will actually have more land to drive on, at 2 different levels even, to avoid the uncertainty of the main route. I'm just not convinced it's actually faster. The path is a little more off to the side and arcs around the main course a bit. It seems questionable to put a safer route out of the way and have it be harder to notice. If I find a secret, I want to be rewarded for it, not forced to take more time. This becomes even more of an issue when you consider the shortcut kinda just spits you out towards a wall. Though it does follow up with this giant eel. This eel rocks. Since it's moving back and forth, you get to combo lots of jumps for more boosts, and if you fall off, you just have to drive along the ground. In shame. Or shame. The final stretch is the only part that's not in water. It's basically just one big drift spot. It requires more caution the lower your traction control is. Also, is this a whirlpool? Like, are we at sea or is this a river? There's saltwater and freshwater life here, so I've never really known for sure. Also, since this track feels a little more casual pace, the crashing whirlpool, or river, really feels out of place here. Also, I just want to nitpick here for a moment, but I hate this last swerve. I don't know why, but I almost always botch this air glider landing, to the point I'd rather just try and shortcut it. And even during my recording with the mushroom, I still screwed it up. This corner right here gets an F tier. The rest, D tier. A casual pace with a lot of water, maybe a little more than what I want, with some strange placement for all the shortcuts. But overall, it leaves little impact, so don't catch me picking it much. Tomorrow, we see just how much excitement really can be had in a more straightforward road. See y'all then.